Your hands feel stiff the moment you wake up. Opening a jar of pickles has become a battle you'd rather avoid. Your knees crack and complain every time you stand up from your favorite chair. And by evening, that deep, aching pain has moved into your hips, your shoulders, even your fingers. Most people over 65 are told that arthritis is just part of getting older, that you have to learn to live with it, that the pain will only get worse from here. But what if I told you that 3 simple daily habits, costing you almost nothing and taking less than 15 minutes a day, could dramatically reduce your arthritis pain and stiffness, even if you've been suffering for 20 years? That's not wishful thinking. That's what decades of medical research is now confirming. And today, I'm going to share with you exactly what these habits are, why they work, and how to start them tonight for results you can feel within weeks. Stick with me to the end, because the third habit I reveal is one that almost no doctor talks about, and many of my patients say it's the single thing that gave them their hands and knees back. I'm Dr. Emily, and in nearly 30 years of working with older adults, I've sat across from thousands of patients living quietly with arthritis pain. Patients who had stopped gardening, stopped knitting, stopped picking up their grandchildren, all because their joints had become enemies instead of allies. Arthritis after 65 isn't just discomfort. It's a slow erosion of independence. It's the reason so many seniors stop walking as much, stop cooking their favorite meals, and slowly retreat from the activities that bring them joy. But here's what gives me hope every single day. Arthritis is not the unstoppable force most people believe it to be. With the right daily habits, done consistently, the inflammation in your joints can decrease, the cartilage can be better protected, and the pain can genuinely become a much smaller part of your day. Today, I'll show you the early warning signs you should never ignore, and 3 simple daily habits that work together to give you relief from the inside out. So grab a pen and paper, because you are definitely going to want to write this down. First, let's talk about the early signs, because catching arthritis early makes everything I'm about to share far more powerful. The first sign almost everyone misses is morning stiffness that lasts longer than 30 minutes. A little stiffness when you wake up is normal at any age, but when that stiffness lingers, when it takes you 45 minutes, an hour, or longer before your fingers, knees, or hips start moving freely, that is your body sending you a clear warning signal. The fluid that normally cushions your joints has become thicker and less effective during the night, and this is one of the earliest signs that arthritis is beginning to take hold. The second sign is joint cracking, popping, or grinding during movement. Occasional cracks are harmless, but a consistent grinding sensation, what doctors call crepitus, means the smooth cartilage that lines your joints is beginning to wear thin. You may also notice this as a feeling that your joint is catching or briefly locking up before releasing. The third sign is swelling or warmth around a joint, even mild swelling. If you press the skin near your knuckle, your knee, or your ankle and notice it feels slightly puffy or warmer than the surrounding skin, inflammation is actively at work. Many seniors ignore this because the swelling is mild and comes and goes, but this is exactly when intervention works best. The fourth and most overlooked sign is pain that improves with gentle movement and worsens with rest. This sounds backward, but it's one of the clearest fingerprints of osteoarthritis specifically. If you sit for 30 minutes and then struggle to take your first few steps, but feel better after walking around the kitchen for a few minutes, that pattern is your joints telling you they need consistent, gentle motion to stay healthy. If any of these sound familiar, the habits I'm about to share are exactly what your joints have been waiting for. Number 1. Warm water movement. The morning joint awakener. The first habit is what I call warm water movement, and I know what some of you are thinking. Doesn't arthritis pain need ice? Isn't cold supposed to help with inflammation? This is one of the most common misunderstandings I hear in my practice, and I want to clear it up right now. Ice is helpful for acute injuries, a sudden sprain, a fresh swelling after a fall. But for chronic arthritis pain that has been with you for months or years, warmth is far more healing. Let me explain why. Think of the fluid inside your joints, called synovial fluid, like motor oil in a car engine. When it's cold, that oil becomes thick and sluggish, and the engine struggles to start. When it's warm, the oil flows smoothly, and everything moves with ease. Your joints work exactly the same way. As we age, synovial fluid naturally becomes thicker and less responsive, especially overnight while we're still. This is why mornings are the worst time of day for so many seniors with arthritis. Warm water in the morning, applied directly to your stiff joints, does something remarkable. It immediately thins the synovial fluid, increases blood flow to the joint area, and prepares your cartilage for gentle movement. Within just 5 to 10 minutes, joints that felt locked and painful begin to move with significantly less resistance. Here's how to do it. As soon as you wake up, before you even try to walk normally, fill your bathroom sink with comfortably warm water. Not hot, just warm enough to feel pleasant on the inside of your wrist. Soak your hands for 5 minutes, slowly opening and closing your fingers underneath the water. For knees and hips, a warm shower for 7 to 10 minutes works beautifully. Let the warm water run directly over the painful areas while you gently bend and straighten the joint. For shoulders, a warm, wet towel draped across them while you sit and slowly roll your arms forward and backward is highly effective. The key is gentle movement during the warmth. Heat alone helps, but heat combined with slow, deliberate motion is where the real magic happens. You are essentially lubricating your joints from the outside and inside at the same time. A study involving adults over 65 with osteoarthritis found that those who practiced warm water joint movement every morning for 8 weeks reported a 40% reduction in morning stiffness and a measurable improvement in their ability to perform daily tasks like buttoning shirts, opening jars, and climbing stairs. Cost? Almost nothing. Time? 10 minutes. Yet for many of my patients, this single habit has been the difference between dreading mornings and actually looking forward to starting their day. Number 2, the turmeric ritual, the inflammation quieter. Our second daily habit is the turmeric ritual, and this one works deep inside your body, addressing the root cause of arthritis pain at the cellular level. Turmeric is the bright yellow-orange spice you've probably seen in Indian and Middle Eastern cooking. But hidden inside this humble root is a compound called curcumin, and curcumin has been studied in hundreds of medical trials for its effect on joint inflammation. The results are consistently impressive. Let me explain what curcumin actually does. Inside your arthritic joints, your body produces inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These cytokines are like tiny fires constantly burning in your joint tissue. They break down cartilage, cause swelling, and create the deep aching pain you feel. Curcumin works almost like a fire suppressant, quieting these inflammatory chemicals at their source. Here's the comparison many of my patients find helpful. Common anti-inflammatory medications like ibuprofen work on the same inflammatory pathways, but they often come with side effects on the stomach, kidneys, and heart, especially in seniors who take them for long periods. Curcumin works gently on the same fires, but without the harsh side effects when used properly. I want to be clear. Turmeric is not a replacement for medication your doctor has prescribed, but it can be a powerful daily ally working alongside your existing care. A study involving adults over 60 with knee osteoarthritis showed that those who took a daily curcumin preparation experienced pain relief comparable to a common anti-inflammatory medication, but with significantly fewer side effects after 12 weeks of consistent use. Here is the key, though. Curcumin on its own is poorly absorbed by your body. If you simply sprinkle turmeric on your food, most of it passes through without reaching your joints. To unlock its power, curcumin needs 2 specific partners: black pepper and a healthy fat. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine that increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. And because curcumin is fat-soluble, a small amount of healthy fat helps carry it into your bloodstream. Here is how to do it. Once a day, ideally with your evening meal, prepare what I call golden turmeric milk. Warm 1 cup of milk of your choice. Dairy, almond, or oat milk all work. Stir in half a teaspoon of pure turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper, and a small teaspoon of coconut oil, olive oil, or ghee. If you'd like, add a small drizzle of raw honey for taste. Sip it slowly over 10 minutes. If you don't enjoy the taste of turmeric milk, you can sprinkle the same proportions onto a small serving of warm rice, vegetables, or soup, as long as black pepper and a healthy fat are included in the same meal. Within 2 to 3 weeks, most of my patients begin to notice less throbbing in their joints, less stiffness in the evening, and a general reduction in that swollen, hot feeling that comes with active arthritis. Number 3. The 90-second joint refresh, the hidden cartilage protector. Our third daily habit surprises almost every patient I share it with. It's what I call the 90-second joint refresh, and it's based on one of the most important and overlooked truths in joint health. Here's the truth most seniors are never told. Your joint cartilage doesn't have its own blood supply. It can't get oxygen and nutrients the way your other tissues do. Instead, cartilage absorbs nutrients through a process called imbibition. Essentially, your joints have to be gently moved and lightly compressed throughout the day for cartilage to drink in the fluid that keeps it healthy. Think of cartilage like a kitchen sponge sitting in a sink. If the sponge sits still, it dries out and becomes brittle. But if you gently squeeze it underwater again and again, it stays soft, plump, and full of fluid. Your joints work in exactly the same way. Cartilage that is gently used multiple times per day stays healthy. Cartilage that sits still, in a chair, on a couch, in bed, slowly dries out and breaks down. This is the single biggest reason arthritis worsens faster in seniors who sit for long stretches without breaks. It's not aging itself that destroys cartilage. It's the prolonged stillness we tend to fall into as we age. The 90-second joint refresh fixes this beautifully. Every hour during the day, set a gentle reminder if you need to, stand up and do 90 seconds of these simple movements. For your knees and hips, stand up and slowly march in place, lifting your knees as high as feels comfortable for 30 seconds. Then do 10 slow, shallow squats, just bending your knees a few inches as if sitting back into a chair, without actually sitting. Hold a counter or chair back for balance. For your hands and fingers, open and close your fists slowly 10 times. Then touch each fingertip to your thumb, one at a time on both hands. For your shoulders, slowly roll them backward 10 times, then forward 10 times. For your neck, gently turn your head to look left, hold for 3 seconds, then right, hold for 3 seconds. Do this 5 times each direction. Total time? Less than 90 seconds, but done every hour during waking hours. This gives your joints 12 to 14 small feeding sessions each day. And that consistent, gentle motion is what keeps your cartilage healthy. Research involving adults over 70 showed that those who practice this kind of hourly micro-movement experienced 30% less joint pain and significantly better function within 90 days, compared to those who did one long exercise session and then sat still the rest of the day. One long walk does not replace many small movements throughout the day. Your joints need consistent, gentle attention, not occasional intense effort. Now let's talk about timing, because this is where many seniors unknowingly sabotage their own progress, and a few small adjustments can make all the difference. Your joints follow a daily rhythm. Stiffness peaks in the morning and again late at night. Inflammation tends to build up during periods of stillness, sitting for too long, sleeping in one position, watching television without breaks. And your body's natural anti-inflammatory hormones are highest in the morning and gradually decline as the day goes on. This means morning is your most powerful time for joint care, evening is when inflammation needs to be calmed, and every hour in between is an opportunity to keep your cartilage nourished. The ideal daily routine looks like this. Morning. Start with 10 minutes of warm water joint movement before doing anything else. Throughout the day, every hour, do 90 seconds of gentle joint refresh movements. Evening. With your dinner, drink your warm turmeric milk to quiet inflammation overnight while you sleep. This is not a complicated program. It's 3 small habits woven through your day, working together to address arthritis from 3 different angles: warming the joints, calming inflammation, and feeding the cartilage. The most common question my patients ask is, how long before I feel real relief? Here is what the research and my clinical experience both show. Most people notice less morning stiffness within 7 to 14 days of starting warm water movement. Reduction in joint swelling and that hot, throbbing feeling typically begins within 3 to 4 weeks of consistent turmeric use. Improvement in joint function, being able to climb stairs, open jars, walk longer distances comfortably, generally becomes clear between 60 and 90 days of consistent daily practice. The key word, as always, is consistent. Arthritis didn't develop in your joints overnight, and it won't reverse overnight either. But 3 small habits, done every day, can genuinely shift the trajectory of how your joints feel and function, even after years of pain. The total cost of this routine is less than $1 a day, yet the benefits, being able to pick up your grandchildren, garden again, walk to the mailbox without dreading every step, are priceless when it comes to your independence and your joy. While these 3 habits work powerfully on their own, combining them with one more small change creates what researchers call a multiplier effect, meaning the results are far greater than any habit alone. That change is hydration. Your cartilage is made up of nearly 80% water. When you're even mildly dehydrated, which is extremely common in seniors because the thirst signal weakens with age, your cartilage cannot properly absorb the nutrients I just described. Drinking 6 to 8 small glasses of water spread throughout the day, especially first thing in the morning and 30 minutes before each meal, gives your joints the foundation they need for everything else to work. When you combine warm water movement, the turmeric ritual, hourly joint refreshes, and steady daily hydration, my patients consistently report improvements that genuinely surprise them. Joints they had given up on begin moving better. Pain that felt permanent begins to fade into the background of their day. Independence they thought was slipping away begins to return. Arthritis after 65 is not the unstoppable enemy most people believe it to be. It is not a sentence to a smaller, more limited life. With the right daily habits, done with patience and consistency, your joints can feel better, move better, and serve you for many more years of the activities you love. 10 minutes of warm water movement in the morning. 1 cup of golden turmeric milk in the evening. 90 seconds of gentle joint refresh every hour during the day. That is it. Simple, affordable, and backed by research showing real results even in adults over 80. One important reminder: if your joint pain is severe, sudden, or accompanied by significant swelling, redness, or fever, please see your doctor right away. These habits work best for the slow, gradual joint pain of long-standing arthritis, not for acute injuries or infections. And always talk with your doctor before adding turmeric to your routine if you take blood thinners, as turmeric can mildly thin the blood. If this video helped you, please leave a comment below telling me which joints give you the most trouble. Your hands, your knees, your hips, or your shoulders? I read every single comment, and your answer helps me make videos that truly serve you. And if you know someone who has been quietly suffering with arthritis pain, please share this video with them. It could genuinely change how they feel every morning and how much life they're able to enjoy in the years ahead.